When you think of the days ahead, you may feel the weight of what you don't know. Will your health remain steady? Will your needs be met? Will your loved ones be safe? These are the questions that trouble many hearts, especially when the future feels like a winding road with no map. But I am the map. I am the path. I am the one who has already walked ahead of you to prepare every place your foot will tread. Remember the times in your life when you reached a door and thought it was closed forever, only to watch it swing open at just the right time. Remember the moments when provision came unexpectedly, just when you thought there was no way forward. That was my preparation. I have been doing this for you all your life, making a way where there seemed to be none, arranging moments, moving people, and shifting circumstances to bring about my purpose. Sometimes my preparation looks like open doors. Other times it looks like closed ones. You may not always understand why I block a path you thought was right for you, but I never close a door without reason. Often it is to keep you from harm you cannot see, or to lead you to something better than you imagined. When you trust me, you will see that even my no is part of preparing the best for you. I do not just prepare the way in the big, life-changing moments. I prepare it in the small details too. The conversation that lifts your spirit, the timely encouragement that gives you strength to keep going, the song or scripture that seems to speak directly to your heart in a moment of doubt. These are not accidents. These are signs of my preparation, woven into your everyday life to remind you that I am always working ahead of you. I know you have seen enough of life to know that not every road is smooth. Some paths are marked by hardship. Some carry loss and pain. I will not hide this from you, but I will also not leave you to face it unprepared. Even the valleys are part of the way I have made ready for you. In those valleys, I place the streams that will refresh you, the shade that will comfort you, and the companions who will walk alongside you when you cannot carry the load alone. Think of a shepherd preparing a field for his flock. He walks the land first, removing stones, checking for dangers, and finding the safest routes. Only then does he lead the sheep to graze there. I am your shepherd, and I have gone before you in the same way. I have cleared the hazards, marked the safe paths, and placed nourishment along the way. You may see only the next step, but I have seen and prepared the entire journey. Do not think that your age changes the care I put into preparing your way. The world may see fewer steps ahead of you than behind you, but I see the full measure of days I have written for you, and in each of those remaining days, I have prepared something good. There is still purpose for you to fulfill, still joy for you to experience, still blessings for you to receive and to give. There may be moments when you feel like time has passed you by, that opportunities are gone forever. But I tell you, I am not bound by time. I can restore what was lost. I can bring fruit from seeds you planted decades ago. I can cause prayers you prayed long ago to come to life in ways you never expected. My preparation is not limited to the present. It stretches backward into your past and forward into your future, working all things together for your good. Sometimes the preparation I have made will only be clear when you arrive at the destination. You may walk for a while without understanding why you are on a certain path. You may even question if I am still leading you. But then, in the right moment, you will see how every step was necessary. You will realize that the people you met, the delays you endured, The turns you didn't understand were all part of the careful work I was doing to prepare you for what was ahead. I know the road can feel long, and I know you have walked many miles already. But I assure you, what lies ahead is not random or uncertain. It is purposeful, intentional, and prepared with love. When you walk into tomorrow, you will not find yourself in a place I have not already been. You will not face a need I have not already considered. You will not encounter a challenge I have not already provided the answer for. My child, let this truth settle deep into your spirit. You do not have to make your own way. You do not have to have all the answers. You only have to walk in the way I have prepared, trusting that my preparation is perfect. You can release the burden of trying to control every outcome, for I have already planned the outcomes that will bring you the greatest good and me, the greatest glory. And when your journey in this world reaches its end, you will find that even the final steps were prepared with the same love and care as your very first. You will step from the road I prepared for you on earth to the eternal home I have prepared for you in heaven. There you will see clearly what you have only trusted by faith, that I have been ahead of you, making the way, from your first breath to your last, and even beyond. Walk forward, my beloved, not with fear, but with confidence. The path is ready. The way is clear. And I am waiting just ahead, smiling as you take the next step toward me. My beloved child, I have not called you to a faith that sits still and waits for life to happen. I have called you to a faith that moves, that breathes, that steps forward even when the path is not fully lit. Faith is not just believing that I exist. It is trusting me enough to act on what I have said. It is the daily choice to take my hand, to rise from where you are, and to keep walking toward the place I have promised. I know that at this stage of your life, you have seen much and learned much. You have known victories and disappointments. You have known prayers answered quickly and prayers that seem to wait for years. You have learned that faith is not a one-time decision. It is a lifetime of decisions, made day after day, sometimes moment by moment. Faith is not simply a feeling that warms your heart when life is peaceful. It is the courage that holds you steady when the winds of uncertainty try to push you back. When you first learned to walk as a child, you did not wait until you could see the entire floor before taking a step. You trusted the voice that called you forward, and you moved toward it. That is the picture of the faith I ask you to live now. Even though the steps may come slower than they once did, each one is just as precious to me when it is taken in trust. I do not measure the speed of your walk. I measure the willingness of your heart. I do not want your faith to be confined to quiet thoughts or whispered prayers alone, though those are precious to me. I want your faith to be visible in the way you live, in the choices you make, in the way you love others, in the way you forgive even when it is difficult. When you act in faith, you are declaring to the world that you believe my promises more than you believe the voice of fear or doubt. Faith is not a shield that keeps you from every challenge. Rather, it is the anchor that keeps you steady when the waters rise. When you walk in active faith, you are not pretending that problems do not exist. You are acknowledging that I am greater than every problem. You are choosing to keep moving forward, not because you see the way clearly, but because you trust that I do. Think of Abraham, who stepped away from everything familiar because I told him I had a place prepared for him. He did not see the destination when he began. He had no map, only my word. And yet, he walked. His journey was not without obstacles, but every step was marked by my presence. This is the kind of faith I call you to. A faith that moves without demanding all the answers in advance. There will be days when your faith feels strong, when you are filled with confidence in my promises. There will also be days when your faith feels small, when you wonder if you can take even one more step. On those days, I want you to remember that faith is not measured by the size of the feeling, but by the decision to trust me anyway. Even when your faith feels like a single ember, I can breathe on it and cause it to burn bright again. Faith grows when it is used. Just as muscles strengthen through repeated movement, your trust in me becomes stronger when you choose to act on it. Every time you face uncertainty and still move forward in obedience, your faith deepens. Every time you forgive when you could hold a grudge, or give when you could withhold, or speak life when you could stay silent, your faith takes root in a deeper place within you. Do not believe the lie that your active faith no longer matters because you are in the later years of your life. Some of the greatest acts of faith are not seen by crowds but are carried out quietly in prayer, in kindness, in endurance. When you pray for those you love, when you choose to speak hope instead of despair, when you continue to walk in my ways even when no one else sees, you are living a faith that moves mountains in the unseen realm. My child, the enemy would like nothing more than for you to grow weary and stop moving forward. He would whisper that your time has passed, that there is nothing more for you to do. But I tell you, as long as you have breath, your faith has purpose. There are still hearts to encourage, still people to bless, still prayers to lift, still steps to take in the journey I have marked out for you. Active faith also means trusting me with what you cannot control. I know you carry concerns for your family, for the future, for the world around you. Some of these things are beyond your ability to change. But that is not a reason to despair. It is an invitation to place them in my hands and keep moving in obedience with what I have given you to do today. Faith does not demand control. It rests in the knowledge that I am in control. I have not asked you to walk alone. I have given you my Spirit to guide you, to comfort you, to strengthen you when your own strength fails. I have also placed people in your life to walk alongside you, those who will remind you of my truth when you forget, who will lift you up when you stumble. Part of active faith is allowing yourself to be supported, just as you have supported others in the past. One day you will look back on your journey of faith and see that every step mattered, even the smallest ones. You will see how the simple act of trusting me in daily life shaped not only your own heart, but the lives of those around you. You will realize that your active faith was never in vain, that it touched eternity in ways you could not measure while you were still on the path. And when you take your final step in this life, you will find that it leads directly into my arms. There, faith will no longer be something you live by. It will become sight. You will see me face to face, and every step of trust you ever took will be worth it. You will know, with perfect clarity, that the journey of active faith was the greatest adventure of your life. So rise, my beloved. Do not let fear still your steps or doubt quiet your obedience. Keep walking with me. Keep acting on what you know to be true. For the road ahead, no matter how short or long it may seem, is still filled with purpose, still covered by my presence, and still leading you home.